hopefully you got to see how it was my passion and how it's led to where I've got to. If I say that it was planned by me, I'd be lying. Everything just organically developed. As I've gone through, I've realized how it led to this. Things that I've done that maybe if I'd done differently, it wouldn't have had that result. So the presentation I'm going to give you today, just going to kind of walk you through it, how to make your passion your career based on my experience. So firstly, what are your skill sets? Obviously everyone here is doing music, so definitely, yeah, music's your skill set. But music, when you think about a song, what's out there, the whole process that goes behind it, from the songwriting, the instruments that are played, the production of it, the mix downs, the recording, that in itself, there's a load of skill sets. Then once you've done the song, then to get the song out there, you never see a song without artwork. So you've got artwork, that's graphic design. Especially now in this day and age, everything you got visual media. So you never really see songs without visual media, even if it's a lyric video or a visualizer. Again, there are other skills. And then once you actually got the product, then it's getting the product out, getting it to the DJs playing it, the skills that's involved in a DJ playing the song, the skills that's involved in the radio station playing your song. And then marketing, the whole business process of it. How do you get your song out there? How do you reach the targeted audience? So that's all business skills. Sometimes you think, I'm just doing music because I love music and this is what I do. But then when you start to analyze and look at all the different skill sets that's involved and you're actually doing it. I work with a lot of young people that they're failing in mainstream education. And I sit down with them and they show me, I've done this song, I produced this beat, me and my friends, we put it on YouTube. Here's the YouTube link. I look on the YouTube link and they've got like 10,000 views. They're failing in school, they're failing in English language, but they've just written a song. It's communication. They probably don't know about business studies, but then they've just put out a video and they've got more views than actual people who are doing it professionally. So it's understanding your skills. Then once you've got your skills, it's, okay, what do I want to do with them? The reason I started putting on my own events was because the events that was happening, they wasn't including us. So we say, we're DJs, we're MCs, we're this, and like we're begging them to put us on their shows, and they're not putting us on their shows, facing things like social exclusion, even racism to a certain extent. Sometimes we go to events and we're not allowed in, but when you ask them why, your trainers or something like that. So what did I want to do with my skills? I wanted to put on events that people who like our kind of music can go. People who do our kind of music can get a platform to perform. So once you know your skill sets, what do you want to do with them? Solution solving. But what is your why? My whole journey, it's led to success for me, and I didn't go through the conventional pathways. Through that, there's so much skills that I've learned that I can share with others. And there's going to be other kids coming up like me. There's going to be other kids coming up who are going to face the same challenges. There's going to be kids coming up who come from the same places, and if I can prevent them from going through things that I've gone through, or they can learn from my experience, that's my why. Ask yourself why. The why drive the passion. You've got your skill sets, you've got your goals, and you've got your why. So then it's understanding business. When I was younger, we had all our team and stuff. We was at school, so we could be going out and doing shows for free and spending hours doing sets because we're living at home. You haven't got no children and no dependents. You leave school and real life hits you. You leave home, you get your own place. Now you've got rent. Every month you've got bills to pay. Then you get older and then you have children. Now you've got dependents. A lot of the time you see so much talent get wasted or never really reach the full potential because they get caught up. So that's why I say understanding business. Because what I realized is even though I'm doing music, every element of music is business. So once you've got an understanding of business, how can I utilize this? How can I use this? You find entrepreneurs, they'll have multiple businesses. And the reason I say that, because in music, that's what you need. Any musician that does it for a living will tell you have to have your different hats. So it's looking at different ways, looking at the different skills and organizing in a way, an entrepreneurial way, how you can be self-sustainable, then how you can sustain your career. Even if you look at a record label business model, they've got the artist, then you've got the merchandise, then the artist will be doing endorsements and adverts for different brands, and then they've got the live concerts, the tour circuits. So you've got your skill sets, you've got your passion, you know why, you've got your goals, what you want to achieve, you've got your business idea of how this can be an actual service. So now you've got everything that you need. Just create. The ultimate thing about musicians is create. That's what we do, we create. Take every opportunity you can to hone your skills and create content. Practice makes perfect. The younger you are, you've got more time. And then once you create, file all the content that you've created and put it in a catalog. Every time you create something, that's something that you can add to your portfolio. So you're constantly upgrading your portfolio. Every time you do something, you're going to keep getting better. The next thing you're doing, you're also building your own resource pool. I've got tracks that I've made 10 years ago that I haven't done nothing with, but they're sitting there on my hard drive that if an opportunity comes up, I've got them. Always archive everything that you're doing. As you're going through your journey, you will find opportunities will always present themselves once you're doing. Now, when an opportunity presents itself, sometimes you only get that one chance. So if you're ready, then you can seize that opportunity. So that's what I'm saying. It's important to just always have a resource pool of content that you could always draw on. Create your own path. If your journey is to become a music teacher, then it's a bit more easier in the sense where there's a career path. You can go to uni and you get your degree in music. Like a lot of the time when we see jobs in like education settings, if you've got a degree and you can apply for the job. If that's not the route you're going and you just want to be in music, then sometimes you have to create your own path. You will find a lot of successful people in different areas of the music industry. There wasn't a career path. What they had to was, I had to do this and it led to this and it led to this and it led to this. If where you're looking to go, there isn't a career path, then the reality of it is you have to create your own path, and you can do that. In music and media, the workshops that I deliver, how that came about is what I found in music education through my experience. There wasn't much support for us who wanted to do urban music. Now it's a bit more accessible to people because obviously urban music in the charts. But when we was coming up, there was no affiliation of urban music within the education sector. So we created in music and media and then we offered it to the schools. Every school teaches music education, but they didn't necessarily have the staff who specialize in urban music. But then they've got students who was interested in urban music. And that's how we created the music and media to go in the schools and deliver our music workshops. Sitting in my studio and I'm thinking, what do I do? I'm getting older now. You need to get a proper job. That was what I was always told. You have to get a proper job. And then something said to me like, this is it, look around you. And then I looked around me and I'm sitting in like a studio, and then I start reflecting back on my journey and I'm thinking, wow, like everything that I've done, it's been based on me doing music. So me traveling, going and getting to travel over to Europe and different places in the world, it was through music. Me getting into university, it wasn't based on my skills in this and my skills in that. It was based on what I'd achieved musically. So that just kind of said it to me, music is your gift. So that's what you're meant to be doing. And then that's when I started looking at, all right, then how do I make this into a career and putting all the pieces together. When you get barriers, there's two ways. It can be showing you that this isn't for you. And I think how you'd know that is if you exhaust every other option and it all fails, then probably it's not for you. But sometimes what are seen as barriers, they're lessons, and everything that I've done, the barriers has been the push. It's just down to how you look at it. Is it a barrier or is it going to help me grow? Sometimes when you get barriers, it can be a stepping stone to get you higher or get you further. Any opportunity you get to be out there. You need to be in the space. Even more so now, it's even easier because you can network sitting at home online. And if you've got content, it makes it even easier. And because when you're out there and you're talking to someone, look, this is, if you haven't got the content, then it's kind of just seems a bit tough. When you're working for yourself, it's all on you. I could get up this morning and think, I don't want to get out of bed this morning. And I lay in until 12 o'clock because there's no one on my back telling me, you need to go and do this. Whereas if I was working for someone, I would have got sat. So I have to get up. No matter how tired I am, no matter what happened yesterday, I have to get up and go to work. So when you are working for yourself, one of the hardest things is that self-discipline. Once you can conquer that, I'm the winner. A lot of the time where we're coming from doing it as a hobby, where money didn't even come into it. And then you've changed now into a business. So it's how do you process that in your mind and switch your mind to go into that business model. Especially when you're up and coming, you're just glad to get a gig. So you've got a gig and you're buzzing, or I'm playing alongside. So you just overlook it. And when it comes to business, there's a business structure. So it's invoicing it, agreement. You kind of have to get that in place. And it's better you get it in place before you think takes off than it takes off and then you try it. Because that's why even a lot of artists, you see they've got a bit of hit, but they haven't made their money from it because they didn't have the legal structure in place and the agreements in place.